Hello, beautiful moms and entrepreneurs. My name is Tracy Walker, and I'm your host of the Unbreakable Mompreneurs podcast. This is a place where we come together to learn, grow, and inspire. So sit back, relax, and let's get started. Hello, Unbreakable Mompreneurs. Are you running ads through Facebook, or you think that you have to run ads and you have to run a whole bunch of money behind it? Well, you don't have to. I am absolutely excited to talk about this today because for years and years, I mentored with somebody that it's all about paid ads through Facebook marketing. And so Tracy Beavers is in the house, and she's going to talk about how to create your list and how to get more traffic without paid ads. So without further ado, I'm your host, Tracy Walker. And today, Tracy, why don't you introduce yourself?
Thanks so much, Charisse, for having me. I'm excited to be here. I'm Tracy Beavers. I'm a business and sales coach from Little Rock, Arkansas. And more specifically, I'm a visibility and list growth strategist. Much like some of the people in your audience, I thought I would never leave corporate America. I was going to be vice president of all things important. And, it just started to feel like a jacket that was 2 sizes too small. So I decided to dip my toe into the entrepreneurial pool and build my business and sales coaching practice. And it's evolved into this focus of visibility and list growth, primarily because all the other list building courses that I found, the importance of having an email list, I learned that early on. And I'm building alongside this corporate job, and I'm completely impatient and really wanting to leave really fast. And so I did all the list growth trainings that I could find that taught you how to identify your ideal client and create a free lead magnet and put it out on social media. I did that. My list was growing, but it wasn't growing fast enough. Then I tried paid ads twice in my career. Major fail, super expensive, didn't convert. And I was like, well, okay, great. Now what the heck am I going to do? And so just by my creative roots of being in marketing and sales and business development for so many years in corporate, I had to think outside the box, just like I did back then with my sales career. And so I developed in all over 10 strategies that are completely organic, that get your list growth happening automatically every day in the background of your business so that you don't have to actually think about growing your list.
I absolutely love that because for years and years, I have coached with so many different people, and they're like, it's all about the list. It is the
Yeah.
email list, the email list. And
Mm-hmm.
I've had other previous podcasts talking about why it's so important. So we're not going to really
Yeah.
focus on that because I feel like you have a lot more information to share that's way more valuable. But Facebook, they can go away tomorrow. Like
Oh, absolutely.
MySpace did. I don't know.
TikTok is gone and back and maybe gone again. I don't know.
Yeah. And so a lot of those, if you have your list or if you have all your following there and you don't have an email list, because
Mhm.
I honestly don't. I have a very small one and I'm like, okay, I've got to start growing it. So how
Yeah.
do we do that? That's different than running ads and lead magnets.
Yeah, for sure. So it is important to have a couple of lead magnets. That is important. Let's get those converting more than 25% if possible and people coming in through that lead magnet. But I have several strategies that over 10 that I've developed. One of them is how to navigate other people's Facebook groups for visibility, even groups that don't allow promotion of any kind.
Mhm.
And that strategy piques a lot of people's interest because there's a lot of Facebook groups out there that are really great that have our ideal clients in them. But there's a lot of groups that don't allow you to promote anything. So what we do in those groups is we go in and we focus on being of service. Just by being a member of the group, even if you never said a word or posted anything, being in a group where your ideal clients are hanging out is great market research because you're going to see what they're posting, how are they feeling, what questions are they asking. And then if you want to dive in and start being helpful, really all you have to do is focus on being of service. Don't think about sales, don't think about money, don't think about, oh, is this going to turn into a lead? Don't think about anything like that. That's what made me successful in sales for so many years. So you go in and you just answer questions that are in your zone of genius. If somebody posts about, gosh, I feel like my Facebook group is dead. I don't know how to revive it. Well, Facebook groups, having your own is also a strategy that I teach. I have a very engaged Facebook group that's amazing. I've had it for years. And so I teach other people how to do that too. And so I would just comment something like, I help my clients and students with their free Facebook groups all the time. Here are a couple of tips that they've really found helpful. I give them the tips and I say something like, happy to chat more anytime.
Love
And I
it.
haven't promoted anything. I haven't tried to sell anybody anything. I've merely been of service. But the more you do that, just even a few minutes a day in the groups that you've joined, not spending all day in the group, just go in the morning or in the afternoon, spend about 10 minutes, see where you can be of service. But over time, people keep seeing my name and they get curious about me and they click on my Facebook personal profile because that's what shows up in groups. There are so many group owners that want you to join as your personal profile rather than a business page. And so one of the foundational strategies I teach is how your Facebook personal profile can actually be a list funnel for you, just like a lead magnet. It can grow your list. What we do is we want to be sure that when somebody clicks on your Facebook personal profile, that first of all, the about section doesn't say no workplaces to show. I cannot tell you how many times I've clicked on somebody's personal profile and I go over there and I see their picture, or sometimes not. Sometimes it's a picture of their dog or a truck or a flower or something. So I'm still left wondering who this person is, and there's no information. And that's where their visibility has ended. That's where they have a major leak or a gap in their visibility. And that's where the connection with me is ended because I'm not going to try to solve the mystery of who this person is. This could be somebody that I met in person, or it could be somebody that I saw post something in a Facebook group that made me think, you know what, I might want to hire that person. But now I'm not going to. So, what we want to do for your Facebook personal profile is we want to use your real name, not a mishmatch of your name, nickname, first name, last initial. There was a gal I met through another community. Her first name was Amanda, and she used her real last name in that community. Well, then when I went to find her on Facebook, she sent me a friend request, and I couldn't tell it was her because she used her first name and her middle name on Facebook. And I was like, oh, sister, we need to change this. But so use your real name, use a photo of you. Make sure that you filled in the intro section, which is right underneath your photograph, with very clearly who you are, who you serve, how you serve them. Don't be clever, just be very straightforward. And then all the links of you, of how people can connect with you further. And the secret to this is the cover photo. On the cover photo, you want to showcase something that leads to your email list. So if you've got an awesome freebie that your audience loves, put a really sexy hook on that cover photo and showcase that lead magnet. Because when they get curious about you, they go to your personal profile, they're going to see that lead magnet and they're going to want it. And they're going to slide right down it onto your list. And you haven't had to have a conversation with them. This happens for me all the time. I showcase most of the time, unless I'm in launch, I showcase my free Facebook group on my cover photo because I teach list growth strategies, which our audiences want. When I'm active in groups, they click on my personal profile, they go there and they're like, I want to join her group. Group membership entry questions are set up for list growth. So they land on my list.
Love that. That is so good. Do you have two different personal accounts for Facebook, like one for family and kids, and then one for all of this, or is it all the same?
Mine is all the same.
Okay.
Because I like to build my business with ease. I don't want to have I don't want to have too many of anything. I want to keep everything really simple. So
Mhm.
I just use my personal profile. It doesn't bother me to post pictures of my kids or our vacation or me and my husband out on a date night. For me, I feel like it actually deepens the relationship with these prospective clients because
Mhm.
they see me as a whole person and they can relate to me better than just this business and sales coach that I don't want to ever appear untouchable.
Mhm.
So for me, I just use one personal profile. However, I do have students and clients that don't want to use that. They're like, Tracy, this really is just for my friends and family. I'm like, okay, cool. Well, Facebook, as you mentioned, Therese, now lets us have more than one personal profile. So
Mhm.
let's build you one that is all dialed in for your business and your email list. That's the one you're going to use to join groups and then sprinkle a little bit of yourself personally, the stuff you're comfortable sharing, like maybe what you had for lunch or a picture of your dog or something like that, that you don't care if everybody sees, because that'll help deepen that relationship.
I like that because you always get all these friend requests, and I love
Yes.
it when there's this guy that has like this sexy macho. First of all, I'm married, so it's not gonna work. And then like I click on there, and because if I don't have any mutual friends, you're dead.
Right.
Right? I'm
Right.
not gonna accept. But then I'll look at their profile, and it's like widow, and
Yeah.
yeah, it's the same scam every single time. Not interested. And so
Correct.
I think that there is when you have a history of your Facebook profile, and there's a lot of different things. People tend to say, "Oh, okay, she is a real person," and this
Hmm.
is true. So I love
Yeah.
that, and I love the idea of a cover photo linking to your website because right now it's like a picture of all my kids, and
Yeah.
I should probably put that to work for me instead.
Yeah. 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 No, I mean, your kids are great, but they're not going to grow your business.
No, they're not because they don't want anything to do with my businesses. So yesterday I was showing homes. I'm like, come with me. No, I'll stay in the car. I'm like, no, come in. No. I said, none of my kids, and so yeah, make it work for you. I love that. I love that.
Yeah.
Okay, so what else can we do besides the personal profile? And
Mhm.
I guess what for someone like me who does three different things, and I know you shouldn't because you should only focus on one, but
Yeah.
would you have both all three links on that cover photo or just one?
So the cover photo is not where you actually put the link. What you
Right.
want to do is have a click here directive on the cover photo because
Okay.
it is just a graphic.
Yeah.
But when you click on a cover photo, a lot of people don't know this. When you click on a cover photo, a description box opens up to the right.
Yeah.
That's where you can actually put the hot hyperlink.
Okay.
So if they go to mine, just Tracy Lane Beavers on Facebook, they'll see exactly what I'm talking about.
Okay.
So tell me the three businesses that you have.
So it's relationships, real estate, and business. So my podcast, we coach women and about business, and then
Mhm.
my book right there, it's about relationships, how to get into the right relationship and marriage, and then how to save your marriage if you are married. And so we talk about those things, and then obviously the third would be real estate and lending
Mhm.
because that's what
Okay.
my day job right now.
Yeah, for sure. So, correct. You're correct. When we give people too many choices, it confuses people.
Mhm.
And we don't ever want anybody to think, well, I might want to hire her as my business coach, but wait, in real estate too. So how serious is she about her coaching? We don't ever want that to happen. I think what I would say is, which one do you really want to grow?
Oh, you're putting me on the spot. So my relationships, like I wrote a book and I really want to launch that because I really think that
Mhm.
relationships go into business, they go into real estate, they go like it's everything all encompassing. And if I can have people be happy in the
Mhm.
relationship that they're in and get
Yeah.
into a healthy relationship, then that's where it
Mhm.
starts.
Yeah, perfect. So then we would want to showcase that on your cover photo and lead with that in your personal profile info, like the about section where it says what you do. I would want to see that relationships coaching business listed first with that Facebook business page. But then what you could also do is have a Facebook business page for the real estate and then for the coaching.
Yeah.
And those would be second and third.
Okay.
Because if somebody is wanting to hire you as a business coach,
Mhm.
we need to have that on there somewhere. But if that's not the thing you're really wanting to grow,
Yeah.
let's use the cover photo for the thing you really want to grow, but have the whole menu of you
Okay.
in the little nooks and crannies that they give you with all the links and the about section and the business section and stuff like that.
Okay, I love that.
Yeah,
So totally going to go
you
to her
bet.
website or her Facebook page because I think that that's important. Um,
Yeah.
they talk about, because I'm part of a community, they talk about funnels, as you talked about it, and
Yes.
funnel hacking. And
Uh-huh.
I think that anything that you can use as an example of what other people have done successfully, do not
Hmm.
copy, hack them. And
Correct.
see how
Yes.
it's done. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's good advice. All right. I guess the next question I have, and you mentioned this or you touched on it, 10 to
Mhm.
15 minutes a day, just go into the different groups. But what if you're a part
Yeah.
of multiple groups because this
Mhm.
topic is so wide ranging? Do you recommend having maybe a VA do all this for you? Do you recommend doing it yourself? How long should it take? I mean,
Mhm.
how much time should somebody spend in the group?
So, yeah, that's a great question. So I help my clients and students focus down on 3 to 5 groups
Okay.
because truly any more than that, you're going to exhaust yourself.
Yes.
So I am in a lot of groups,
Hmm.
but I don't have my notifications turned on for all of them. I'll go in every once in a while and check on them to see if there's anything going on there. But if I turn notifications off on a group and 2 or 3 weeks go by and my business growth is the same, I don't feel like I've missed that group at all, then I have to ask myself, is that even a group that's worth my time?
Okay.
So we really want to be in the groups where you are able to be of service, you are able to make a contribution, and people are actually posting and engaging. The groups where people are just posting stuff and nobody's talking to anybody,
Hmm.
those are not groups that I want to be in. So if you hone it down to like 3 to 5 groups and you focus on those for a 60 to 90 day period,
Hmm.
you'll know if you should keep that on your priority list or not.
Okay.
This way, when you do spend a few minutes, you're only going to a few groups.
Okay.
So that's what I would say is just kind of try to focus it down a little bit more because you really want to have visibility in the groups. You really want your name appearing often enough, not too much. We don't want to be answering every question, commenting on everything. Sometimes all I'll do is if I'm in a group with online entrepreneurs and somebody's launching something or they're starting a podcast or they just got a book published, a very simple thing to do is just to say, "Oh my gosh, that's so amazing. I'm totally cheering for you."
Okay.
So sometimes that's all I'm doing is just being encouraging to somebody else. Sometimes it's answering questions. And then in groups that don't allow promotion, you can post with some business tips. You just want to make sure that you're at the end of it, you're not saying DM me for more information or click this link to grab my free lead magnet or anything that would be promotional. But I've posted in groups that don't allow promotion and given, here's 2 to 3 tips to get your free Facebook group highly engaged and people joining it every month. And then at the end, I might say something like, what are your best tips for growing a free Facebook group? Or do you have a free Facebook group and how's your growth or something like that?
Love that because I started this group years ago and haven't done a lot with it, but people are
Mhm.
always asking to join. I did it
Mhm.
private, and I'm like, okay, I really need to start doing something with this because there's now hundreds of people, and
Uh-huh.
for the community that it is, that's actually really good. And
It
so
is good.
I'm
Yeah.
like, okay, now I really need to start. And it could be a lot more, but I deny several people for specific reasons. But
Hmm.
there's there's a
Do
lot,
you,
and I'm like, this is valuable.
do you have the membership entry questions set up for list growth?
I do. Yep.
And then, so those people are not on you mentioned you don't have an email list.
So yes, I have all their emails and I don't do anything with it. And that's so horrible. So yes, that's what I'm talking about,
To
listeners.
fix
Don't
this.
do it.
We need to fix this for you.
Yeah.
So you got their emails? That's good.
Mhm.
Do you have an email service provider?
I have a CRM, so all I have to do is like plop them in there and then I can start
Okay.
nurturing them.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. Because you don't want to be the best kept secret.
Yeah.
And the thing that's so powerful about email is that versus social media is that the truth is on social media, we do have to create enough content to be consistent and ramp up the visibility. But a very small percentage of our audience and our ideal clients actually see every single thing we post, even though it feels like we're
Yeah.
standing on the front yard of our ideal client with a bullhorn going, buy my stuff, buy my stuff, buy my stuff. We feel like we're inundating people with information, but we're really not because they're just going to see a small percentage of it. Versus landing in what I call the living room of your ideal client, which is their inbox. It's like they're like literally right behind me is my living room. It's like when you email me, boom, here you are, right in my living room, right? You're
Yeah.
right there. Your name is right there. And if you've got a really cool subject line, I'm going to open it.
Hmm.
And then we develop this relationship. And I am far more likely to see your information and your name in my inbox than running the risk of maybe seeing it, maybe not on social media. Now, in your free group, that's an excellent opportunity to let people swim around in your content and get to know you. That's why I developed my own free group because I couldn't find a community that I really liked. It felt like nobody allows promotion. Nobody encourages networking. And in my group, it's completely different. We've got 3,800 online entrepreneurs. Everybody is encouraged to promote whenever they need to. Everybody is encouraged to DM each other, to set coffee chats. Now, if I kicked a couple of people out recently because they were cold spamming some of the members of the group. And I was like, no, 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 that's not allowed. We don't want to be spammy spammersons, but DMing somebody to make a connection for a potential collaboration or a referral or whatever is perfect. And so let me ask you, I know I feel like I'm putting you on the spot. When I go to opt into your lead magnet, is there an invitation to the free Facebook group on your thank you page?
Of course not.
And then when the lead magnet lands in my inbox,
Mhm.
inside that email, is there an invitation to your free Facebook group?
No, and there's a reason. So there's a
Okay.
very, very specific demographic of people in this. And the
Uh-huh.
whole reason I did it was for my real estate, that I was going to start
Okay.
growing that. And then I moved
Yeah.
to that location and I forgot about the group. And then I go in, I'm like, oh, it's still going. And so it's very much only for that specific demographic.
Got it. Okay.
And it's a community within a community. And
Okay.
so not everyone would even care about being in that group. Like that's just not. However, I am going to create a group for, my
For your book.
because
Yeah.
that's totally different. So
Yep.
you're giving me tons of ideas.
Yeah. And that, we just need to make sure it's a free Facebook group is a really easy yes. That's why I love it so much. It is a really easy yes. If you said to somebody, would you like to join my free Facebook group? I'm gonna shortcut your learning curve on relationships. You can, check out all the free trainings and free resources I have. You can post questions that you've got. We do a live Q&A once. I mean, I'm just spitballing.
Okay.
We do a live Q&A once a week. And then we think through other things that they're like the what's in it for them to join it. Like for my online entrepreneurs, they want groups where they can promote and they want groups where they're encouraged to network. And so that's what the what's in it for them. So when I say that, they're like, yes, I would love to join that group. Okay, then they go to join the group and they answer the membership entry questions. So then they're on my list.
Mhm.
And everybody that joins my group gets a welcome DM from me. So now I'm opening up another strategy I teach is authentic conversations in the DMs because we never know how we can be of service to that person. Is there something I have that they could need and benefit from?
Mhm.
And then that might lead to them converting into a buyer later. Or is this somebody like you that we could collaborate together? You want to have me on your podcast, or you might, I might want you to come into my free group and do a live training, And so, um, anyway, there's just so many
Yeah.
ways that we can
Mhm.
we can utilize. What I like to say, every nook and cranny of Facebook. So your Facebook personal profile, your Facebook business page, a
Mhm.
free Facebook group, other people's Facebook groups,
Mhm.
creating content consistently. I've got a method for that will help you save your sanity when it comes to having to create content every week. Because I built this business alongside my full-time corporate job, and our kids at the time were really busy. And so I had to develop these strategies that allowed me to quickly utilize Facebook. Because back then, LinkedIn was a place to go if you needed a job.
Yeah. I
It's
know.
completely different now, but
Yeah, it is. It's like new Facebook. Everyone, because a lot of people I interview, it's like, how do I get a hold of you? Go to my LinkedIn. And I'm like,
yeah,
I don't ever go to LinkedIn.
yeah,
So now I love all of these ideas. So let me ask you, because as a listener, that's probably, they're like, oh my gosh, there's too much stuff. So how much
yeah.
time do you spend each day doing this Facebook stuff?
So that's a great question. So the Facebook personal profile is a
Mhm.
one and done thing.
Okay.
We get that dialed in. I help my students dial that in with the right messaging,
Mhm.
the make sure the links are there, the cover photos super sexy and got a hook on it. That's one and done. The only time I ever change my Facebook personal profile cover photo is when I'm going into launch of my Business Visibility Made Easy program. That's the program, 8-week group coaching where I teach my 10 strategies.
Mhm.
So I'll change it then to showcase the live master classes I'm doing. But once you get it set, if you're not launching or you're not wanting to promote something right away, that's done.
Mhm.
Facebook business page, we dial that in for list growth, just like the personal profile.
Mhm.
Done. Free Facebook group, that requires a little bit more time if you want to set it up and make sure that I help my students make sure that it's featured in every nook and cranny of every funnel, kind of like we're talking about with you with the thank you success page in the email. Because every time you turn around in my world, there's an invitation to my free group. I
Okay.
mean, like I am constantly, but that's how hundreds of people join my group every month, and
Mhm.
85% of them I've never met because they've opted in for something and they got the invitation or they saw it on my cover photo and they decided to join me. So really the only active parts every week is making sure I've got enough content to be consistent and repurposing that content. So one of the strategies I teach is to create one piece of regular weekly content. For you, your podcast is a great example of this. But from your podcast and everything that you're going to talk about, everything else you need for the week is born. Your social media posts, and then you throw in some social media posts about your lead magnets
Mhm.
because we want those always out there. Your offers, your free Facebook group, the podcast, post about that.
Mhm.
And then, so that's a thing that requires time every week. creating content for the free group, but it doesn't have to be 7 days a week worth of stuff. When I started my free group, I could only do 3 days a week of content for them. But now it's grown and it's amazing. So now, and I have an assistant. So now we can do 7 days worth of stuff. So that's an active thing you're going to want to do. And then being in other people's groups, as I mentioned, just a few minutes a day.
Okay.
Yeah. So it doesn't take nearly as much time once you get a couple of the foundational pieces done, set, where you don't have to think about it anymore. And then once you get in a rhythm with it, it's easy. My students tell me that they are working less now than before we met, which is really great.
That
Yeah.
is so good.
I love that.
So
Yeah.
good.
I love that.
Okay, so time is short. So
Hmm.
I literally, I'm like enthralled eating it all up. Now it's like I have to go execute it. But I'm going to switch gears for a second, just
Okay.
because we talk about being a mom as well, and you said
Yeah.
children. So I
Yes.
want you to think back. You're sitting on a park bench and you're just enjoying the day. And this 9 month pregnant woman sits right next to you, and you find out
Yeah.
this is her first baby.
Yeah.
What advice would you give her of anything about being?
Oh, man. Keep your sense of humor. Yeah. Keep your sense of humor, which is not easy to do. Looking back on it for me, it was not easy to do when I was sleep deprived
Mm.
and I was stressed out from work or stressed out because the baby was sick. Emily, our daughter, cried for the first 10 weeks of her life. I was like, what have I done? Oh my gosh. This sweet little colicky baby. I was like, I don't even know if I can survive this.
Mhm.
And I think I lost my sense of humor actually. I mean, it's easier said than done, but when you're not sleeping and you're not really eating very well, and breastfeeding may or may not be going well, and you're trying to juggle the job and the daycare and all the things, holy cow, it's a lot.
Mhm.
Yeah. So I would just, and that really, now that I think about it, goes for everything in life, whether it's entrepreneurship or marriage or, having a baby. Just try to keep your sense of humor and realize that everything's going to be okay. May not look like it is, but it will. It's
I
going to be
love
okay.
that. I love that. I was taking my daughter back to college. She came home for the weekend. It was my
Yeah.
son's birthday. And so I was talking, and my husband and I are getting ready to go on a vacation. And he and I
Yeah.
don't spend very much time together. Shame on us, right? We do try to like each week go on a date or do something, but like the day to day is a grind. Like I'm
Yeah,
nights a lot and he's home, and it's hard to stay in
it
touch.
is.
And so the last time we went on a trip together, it's like the first couple days we had to reacclimate to each other. And what I mean by that is we didn't always get along, right? And so I'm like, I don't know, I'm kind of not looking forward to the first couple of days of this trip.
Oh no.
And I go, I have to learn how to, like this month, I need to learn how to spend more time and get to know him so we're not fighting those first couple of days. And when I say fight, it's not like these huge fights. It's
Yeah,
just
yeah,
I'm used to doing something one way, he's used to doing something the other. And so my
yeah.
daughter actually said, Mom, I was watching this podcast because she'll never watch mine, right? I'm like,
Of
but
course
she's
not.
like, you have a couple. And so when they fight, when they are mad at each other, they get face to face with each other. So like he's facing this way and she's facing this way. And I really don't like the way you hold your cup in the morning when you drink your juice. And then, well, I really don't like the way that I have to take the dog out, you know? And so they're like
Yeah,
telling me the story about it. And I just started laughing. She goes, that's exactly why they do it. It's because they
yeah,
start laughing at each other
yeah.
instead of fighting. And I think that when you talk about sense of humor,
Hmm.
that is definitely the thing because your kids, when, when you get upset with each other or something happens, like if you can turn it around into something fun, that's
Hmm.
where it's so much better and for
Yeah,
so many reasons. So
yeah. Our kids,
love that.
I will never forget this because this was a moment for me where I was real kind of proud of myself as a mom because it could have gone either way. They were running down the hallway, and I have down the hallway, it's lined with photo frames, and they were doing something stupid, probably wrestling with each other. And they knocked one off. I'm in here, and I hear,
Yeah.
and I hear them go, like she's going to kill me. And I thought to myself, I could go yell. And
Mhm.
I just walked back there to the hallway and I looked, and they're old enough at this point to clean it up themselves. And
Mhm.
I just looked at them and I went, well, you did a great job. You broke the whole thing. Look at that. Way to go. A plus. Go get the broom, go clean it up. But I could have very easily been mad, whatever, or like they break a dish or it's just the
Yeah.
dog knocks down the screen door. It's like, okay, we'll just put it back up. You did a great job. Yay. You knocked the whole thing down.
I love that. I remember I had just bought this new car and it was beautiful, right? And it's called Pearl. And
Oh
my
yeah, those
daughter,
are pretty.
she had her bike and the end of the bike like didn't have the rubber on it anymore. So it's just the metal.
Yeah.
Scraped it like that big. It
Oh
was in a
no.
pretty noted place. And so she comes and she gets me and she's like, Mom, I have to show you something.
Yeah.
So I'm like, okay, what, sweetie? And so she shows me the scratch. So check one for the fact that she showed it to me because my
Exactly.
kids have put huge dents in the vehicle and have
Uh-huh.
said,
Yep.
well, I mean, and this little one's like 8, right? So anyway, so she shows it and I look at her face and it was just like petrified. Like, well, how am I going to react?
Right.
I just looked at her and I'm like, it's a scratch. Huh, you're right. So I just give her a big hug. I'm like, I am so proud of you. Thank you so much for telling me. Right.
Yeah, for
And so
sure.
this was years ago. And so last week we're talking about maybe it's time to trade this in and or keep it and downsize it to something else. And my daughter's like, well, I can honestly say I'm the only one that has a scratch on the car.
Oh, that's
And
so cute.
it's okay. And so
Yeah.
those type of things that you're right. What is the big deal? And is
Hmm.
it really worth hurting a relationship over or can you
Yeah.
make a joke out of it? Not
Yeah, for
everything.
sure.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
love that.
I mean, loading the dishwasher, folding the towels. I'm sorry, there is not one right way to load a dishwasher. There
Thank
is
you
not
for
one
doing
right
it.
way to fold towel. I don't care if you wad the towels in a ball and shove them in the closet. As long as I don't have to look at them and they're clean, I don't care. Fitted sheets, who knows how to fold that? But I have girlfriends that get so uptight. They're like, he doesn't know how to load the dishwasher, or he doesn't know. And I'm just like,
He's doing
Look,
it.
he's putting it in there. It's amazing.
Yeah.
He's folding the laundry, but he doesn't match up the socks. Then you go match up the socks for God's sake. Let it go.
Yeah.
Just- oh.
It's so
Anyway,
true. Yeah, I remember somebody like that, that they're so atypical where
yeah,
it has to go this way. And I'm like, you need
right.
to just be grateful that they are doing it
Exactly.
because that's one less thing on my list that I have to take care of. And so thank you,
Exactly.
honey, or son or daughter. Like, thank
Right.
you so much. Yeah, I love that.
Yeah. Yeah, me too. Yeah.
Well, if our listeners wanted to find you, because I really would like to know some more stuff, how would they do that?
They are welcome to come listen to my podcast. It's called Create Online Business Success. It's on all the podcast platforms. My son is my podcast manager. So when you listen and you love the audio, DM me and let me know, and I'll tell him. He'll be excited. And then the other great place to come is my free Facebook group. It's called Be a Confident Entrepreneur. Get visible, grow your email list and your income. And as I mentioned, we've got 3,800 online entrepreneurs. We have experts on every subject. People will post and say they're stuck on something or like, Kajabi's giving me fits. Can anybody help? And one of the members will go, I can, what's going on? Or you can promote your offers when you need to. You're encouraged to connect with other members and have DM conversations and coffee chats and all that. It's a really beautiful community.
I love that. Thank you so much,
Thanks.
Tracy.
Yeah, you're welcome. I would hope come join my community, Charisse.
I absolutely am going to.
It'd be very fun.
Yeah,
Yeah.
thank you. Thank you so much.
Well, thanks for having me.
And thanks for being on. All right, Unbreakable Moms, you heard it here. There are so many different ways. So if you don't have the money to start running Facebook ads, actually, you probably don't have to. There are so many different ways that you can do it. And she only touched on, I think, 4, right? So there's
Yeah.
6 more that you don't know about. And so definitely give her a call or reach out to her or listen to her, join her Facebook community because there are so many different ways that you can actually grow your business without having to spend a lot of money. So go out and make it a great day. Beautiful moms, remember, you are unbreakable. Keep illuminating the world with your strength, pursuing your dreams, and reveling in the splendor of motherhood. This is Charisse Walker, bidding you farewell for now. Stay tuned for more empowering conversations on the next episode of the Unbreakable Mompreneurs podcast. Until then, keep shining bright. Signing off with love, Charisse Walker.